Well, we know how the politicians feel about a 10th straight rate rise yesterday. You know how they've felt for the last few months. Well, let's go to the ground now and see how businesses are doing it. Joining us live is the co-owner of Fresh Fellas, Shaun McInerney. Shaun, yep, you've got me there. Good to see you this morning. Thanks so much for your time. Yep, as we know, 10 rate rises in just about as many months. What does this mean for you?
Well, the interest rate rises don't mean quite so much. They don't hit the industry quite so much directly. I mean, it impacts on your family budget, but there are a lot of other expenses, a lot of other costs that continue to climb, which really impacts this industry.
All right, so go through some of those costs, how much things and what things have jacked up, Shaun?
Well, electricity is probably the biggest thing. You know, we're big users of electricity because of our cool chain. We need to keep our products fresh and cold. And from the last 12 months to the next 12 months, we're probably seeing an increase of 300% to 400%, and that has got to come from somewhere. Margins have to be adjusted, things have to work out to compensate that. And yeah, we're seeing the primary producers, the growers themselves, having extra expenses in cartons and fertiliser and freight costs and fuel costs, etc.
Yeah, I mean, so you've got to pass that on.
It gets passed on down the line. You have to get passed on down the line.
So how much, in terms of a percentage, how much have you had to increase your produce?
Oh, it's very, very, very difficult to say, but because the market is so variable, so some days it's higher, some days it's lower, but there is definitely an increase across the board on all lines on margins. The pressure is on, and it has to come from somewhere.
What are you selling, Shaun?
Predominantly vegetables, lettuce, cauliflowers, broccoli, celery, tomatoes. We sell fruit, watermelons and honeydews, capsicums, all those sort of things. We sell a lot of it. What's
lettuce going for these days? We know it spiked above $10 during COVID, just out of curiosity.
No, we're back to about $1.50, mate, so we're okay.
Oh, you're back to $1.50. Hey, so that's interesting. So I mean, when prices generally increase as a result of inflation, they tend not to come down. Is that the case for you?
Our industry is very much supply and demand, and demand is definitely a big part of it, but the supply, and it's the growing conditions that affect it. And the lettuce you referred to was due to some very, very unusual weather conditions,
Are you satisfied with what the government or measures that are in place to control those prices? I mean, obviously you wouldn't be when it comes to those electricity bills.
I think the government should hang their head in shame for letting the electricity situation unroll to where it is now.
I mean, the expectation is that that's only going to get worse. Are you fearing that?
Oh, it's definitely going to get worse. I'm aware it's going to get worse.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about the percentage when it comes to electricity bills. So what's that cost you?
My rent's probably my electricity is probably about 3 or 4 times my rent, and it's going to get worse.
Can you give us a dollar figure, or is that too private for you? That's fair enough if it is.
Oh no, we're talking 6 figures a year.
Wow. How do you operate a business with that kind of expense?
Well, that's where the pressure comes. I mean, we obviously move a bit of product, but the pressure is increasing, and the margins are getting under more and more pressure because of the rising costs in fuel, electricity, and other things associated with things.
How's your health? How's your mental health? When you talk about that pressure, dealing with that at the moment.
Mental health is something that is something definitely to be considered. It's very tough. The last few years have been very, very tough, and it's getting worse.
Yeah, you can hang in there. I mean, in terms of your business surviving.
Yes, we're surviving.
And you can keep your staff, Shaun.
Getting staff is very difficult.
Yeah, that's true. But the ones you've got, you should be able to keep those.
Yes, sir. Yeah. We look after our good guys.
Okay. Where do we go there? Just for a shout out, free shout out there, Fresh Fellas, Shaun. Where are you?
Fresh Fellas are in Sydney markets, in Beachhead and Sydney markets. And if you want your best vegetables, get to your local greengrocers and shop up hard because it supports our Australian growers.
Good on you, Shaun.
They need all the help they can get.
Yeah, sure. I back you there. Absolutely. Shaun McInerney, really appreciate your time. Thanks so much. What about those rising electricity bills? There you go. No faith in what the government's doing on that front.